They say some dolls are just toys, but what if one had a life of its own? A chilling past filled with whispers in the dark, footsteps when no one is there, and a curse that follows anyone who dares to disrespect it. This isn't just a story. It's real. A doll so terrifying that people beg for its forgiveness or suffer the consequences. And even now, locked behind glass, it still watches, still waits. But the real question is, do you believe in curses? Because after hearing this story, you just might. Once upon a time in Key West, Florida, a boy named Robert Eugene Otto received an innocent-looking doll as a gift. But this was no ordinary toy. The moment Robert laid his hands on it, a sinister presence filled the room. The doll had beady black eyes, a sewn mouth that curved into an unsettling smirk, and a sailor outfit eerily similar to Robert's own childhood attire. The boy named the doll after himself, Robert. At first, it was just a plaything, something Robert spoke to, confided in. But then, strange things started happening. The family's servants whispered of odd occurrences in the house, distant giggles when no child was around, objects moving from their places, doors slamming shut without warning. At night, the Otto household echoed with footsteps that belonged to no one. When asked, Robert would always say, "Robert did it." The boy's parents often heard their son conversing in his room, two voices speaking. One, his own, and the other, something far deeper. Something that sent chills down their spines. When they would open the door, they would find Robert sitting up in bed, wide-eyed, clutching his doll as if afraid to let it go. The air in the room always felt heavier, colder, almost suffocating. One night, a blood-curdling scream ripped through the house. Robert's mother rushed to his room, finding her son cowering in the corner, eyes wide with terror. His furniture was overturned, books thrown from their shelves, and the doll sat upright in the center of the chaos, staring straight at the boy. Robert swore he hadn't done anything. "It was Robert," he whispered. As the years passed, the doll's influence over Robert only deepened. He refused to be separated from it, insisting that it needed its own chair at the dining table, demanding that it be tucked into bed alongside him. The doll's presence darkened the boy's once cheerful demeanor. He became withdrawn, secretive, often lost in murmured conversations with the doll. Servants started quitting one by one, unable to bear the eerie occurrences any longer. Robert grew up, became an artist, and moved away. But the doll remained in the Otto home, left behind like a relic of his disturbing childhood. The house, now owned by a new family, soon became the center of unexplained horrors. The little girl who moved in found the doll in the attic and took it as her own. Within days, she was waking up screaming, saying the doll moved on its own, whispering to her at night. She insisted its expression would change, its mouth twisting into a knowing grin when no one was looking. Terrified, the family locked Robert the doll in a glass case and donated him to a museum, hoping to rid themselves of the torment. But the doll's curse didn't end there. Visitors who mocked or disrespected Robert often faced his wrath. Mysterious accidents, inexplicable illnesses, streaks of misfortune that followed them long after leaving the museum. Letters from terrified individuals begging Robert for forgiveness piled up in the museum office. Even now, Robert sits in his glass case at the museum, his lifeless eyes following those who dare to look too closely. Some claim they see his hand shift slightly, his head tilt just a fraction when no one is watching. Others say his laughter still echoes in the night, a haunting reminder that Robert the doll is not just a toy, but something far more sinister, something that still waits, still watches, still whispers in the dark.